has emerged from his darkness retreat after seeing these pictures.
What's this music?
This is the darkness retreat music that Hubs picked. These are the pictures of the facility in Southern Oregon, which at first I was kind of thinking it was silly. All of a sudden, there's availability in September. I might go there.
Oh, you like it, huh?
Yeah, I think it'd be wonderful. That cave, come on. Look out at the beautiful nature. Here's the description. 300 square foot room in which Rodgers spent his time is a partially underground structure devoid of light. It's got a queen bed.
Nice.
I thought it was going to be a twin bed. No, it's queen. Bathroom and a meditation-like mat, fully powered, and the lights can be turned on from inside the room.
That last part, I gotta say, I think is a flaw in the system.
No, you can also open the door. You get meals.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be able to turn on the light.
That's a lot of...
First of all,
you can open the door
want.
if you want light.
What? No, well, you don't know what time it is.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
On McAfee, Rodgers said he'd, quote, have a better sense of where he's at in his life post-retreat, which is where we are at now. The Packers probably will know what's going on, too. Nick, Coach, Super Bowl champion Coach Mangini is here. But, Nick, you're high on a Rodgers trade. Why?
Yeah, I just think the Packers, listen, he's 39, he's going to be 40 this year. The list of quarterbacks who have been very good at his age, Brett Favre had one good year at that age, and then he was bad at 39 and bad at 41, but was good at 40.
He was half bad at 39.
Okay, sorry. You coached.
I
understand, my bad. But he was very good the next year in Minnesota, and then very bad his final year.
I would have liked that.
Yeah, that first one. Brady, obviously, and 1 year of Warren Moon. We also are seeing the clear deterioration from the MVP years to last year, and it makes sense. And you have an investment in Jordan Love. And he's meaning Rodgers, is expensive. The question I would have is this, Coach. When we are talking about where he could go, and I promise, Wilds, I'm not saying this to tweak you.
Okay.
Why are the Patriots not involved? No, just hold on a second. You were open to the idea of Brady coming back for emotional reasons, but also because he could give you a boost.
Sure.
Belichick is the oldest coach in the NFL, or he or Pete Carroll, one of the two. They are having down years. They have the cap space. They have the excellent defense. They now have a real offensive coordinator. People had said for years, what would Rodgers look like if he had that type of defensive support, that type of coaching? Why would that team, even if it's just for a 1 year rental type of thing, and then you give the reins back to Mac Jones, why would they not be one of the leading candidates to call up Green Bay? Because they're not going to trade him to San Francisco, even if San Francisco had the cap space with it. They want to trade him to the AFC, I would imagine. The Raiders are going to be top of mind, I know, but why would the Patriots not be on there? I don't know. I think they should be, and I think the Packers should turn the page.
So the Patriots are going to get rid of the all-time legend, greatest player ever, because they felt like he was too old and too expensive.
For him.
And then they're going to go trade for another guy who's in a very similar boat, who runs a completely different offensive system, a completely different team that have to change everything in terms of what they believe philosophically to accommodate that. And it's a 1 year rental and give up on the first round draft pick.
I don't know you're giving up on Mac Jones. You're putting him to the side for a year, letting him recover.
That would be 2 years of messing with his mind.
Well, okay. You guys are fine with putting Jordan Love on ice for 10 years.
Yeah, he hadn't played, though. He hadn't made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about the hurt feeling component of the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that part, to me, if they thought it was a reasonable way to get to where they need to get to, it's just a hard thing to imagine them not keeping Brady and then trying to go get Rodgers.
I agree with Nick in that they should trade him because, one, like you said, he's shown a decline. And when he declined a few years ago and then came back and won the MVPs, he was younger.
Twice.
All right? Yeah,
Twice.
Right.
Two MVPs.
But he was younger. Like, do I expect him at 39 to bounce back the way he did a few years ago? No. And when he was at his best, when he won his 4 MVPs, you didn't even get to the Super Bowl. Forget winning the Super Bowl. You didn't even get there. Now I'm supposed to believe that Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay. He's 70% of the player he used to be, and they're going to win a Super Bowl. I get it, the NFC is weak, but still, I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl because he didn't do it when he was at his best. And he was all in those years. I don't know that he's all in. He's got to sit in the dark to even figure out if he wants to play football.
You know what's great about those years? He was mad. He was angry. He didn't feel like he had the right contract. He didn't feel like he had enough support. He didn't feel like he had say in what the personnel was. He had an axe to grind. He was motivated. Then he gets the big contract. They concede on he can have input on person. Get him angry again. Get him mad. Get him to the point where he's going to prove everybody wrong. Because that's what happened. When he was in that spot, they drafted Jordan Love. Nothing made him angrier than that.
But
what
again,
did he do?
Coach,
He responded by being all in and being really
How far did they go?
Well,
Those teams were better. He got beat by Jimmy G.
Well, let's compartmentalize. Maybe they didn't go as far as they hoped they'd go, but they got a 2-time MVP quarterback when he was in that situation. So go shake, don't let him go to the dark. Go shake up that house.
Whoa.
Turn on the lights. Make whatever you need to do to get him.
Well, if they try to
aggravated.
trade him and can't, that'll
That's why
upset
it's
him. So
subterranean.
maybe.
Only one entrance. Keep the
Oh,
invaders
okay,
at bay. Okay, I'm going to give you a fourth option nobody's talking about. So it's either he comes back and plays, option number one. He comes back, gets traded, option number 2, or he retires, option number 3. No one's talking about the fourth option, where he comes back, is not that good, and then all of a sudden it's Jordan Love time. Kind of like Eli Manning started 2 games, went 0-2. He didn't even play that bad. He had 556 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And they're like, you know what? Daniel Jones back.
That could happen.
Do you think that could happen?
I think the Packers want to start Jordan Love week 1.
Oh.
And I think that I think they made a massive mistake in the contract they gave Aaron, how they structured it, all of it. And they thought, listen, we'll deal with, we'll rob Peter to pay Paul because we think Peter can get us Super Bowl this year. They didn't, and now they're paying that price. But I think Mark Schlereth said, talked with, called a lot of these games, and he said to me a month ago that he thinks the reason the Packers didn't need to play Jordan those games that I was advocating he play was because they know they are picking up his 5th-year option and that he is playing for them week 1 of next season. And so I do think that there is a team that will trade for Aaron. Now, are you going to be able to get a king's ransom for him? No, I don't think you're going to like the package you got for Russell Wilson or any of that. I don't think that exists at all because of his age and his contract. But I think they'll be able to trade him because I don't think the retirement threat is credible. Because everyone knows all he has to do is not retire and he gets $60 million. And so I think someone will trade for him. I do.
Yeah, but part of trading for him is he's got to be happy with wherever he's going, and that's a process too because he's got to make sure he's not going to make this easy, and he could easily tell whatever club that tries to trade for him, I'm not going to show up.
But he will be angry, Coach.
Oh. Yeah,
he will be angry.
Don't you think he'd be real angry with Belichick? Belichick, that mean coaching? Come on.
That'd be right.
Okay, before we go, we're going to turn our attention to the world of Netflix, where we got a report that Mahomes is featured in a new Netflix docuseries, appropriately titled Quarterback. Also in the Marcus Mariota, also in it.
And Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
It's an odd trio.
So,
well, it's,
and it's already, Bruce, so if people don't know about it, it's already all done.
Right.
It's from mic'd up from this year. So there's actually a great trio for this show, because I would imagine Kirk Cousins' parts will include our Greg Jennings saying he could win league MVP, dark horse candidate. And I would imagine that the Mahomes stuff will talk about the only show that, or person I should say, not show that believed in him. However, that is not why I'm interested in seeing this. Eric Bieniemy just was announced as Washington's offensive coordinator, had a press conference today, and I think really well dealt with some of what I would consider kind of unfair criticism he's received. And Patrick actually just tweeted about what a great man, leader, and coach Bieniemy is. We are now going to get to see, not in real time, but essentially in real time, in game, how much does Eric Bieniemy talk to Patrick? How much impact does he have on the offense? You know what I mean? Is he simply, the way some people try to make him out to be, just kind of following Andy's lead? Or, as I saw in the first Super Bowl they won, talking to Patrick before they called the most critical play of the game, let's run Wasp. And so I think it'll be cool to see Patrick go throughout the season and the Chiefs with the nobody believes in this stuff. But I also think it'll give us a real insight into what Eric Bieniemy was doing as the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs en route to them winning the the Super Bowl before he now takes a new job in Washington.
No, that's a great take.
I'm excited to see that.
Absolutely.
Me too.
And family stuff, too. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jackson will probably, Wild guy Jackson will probably make
Rock with Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah.
In a major way.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody dislikes him.
Yeah,
Not
everybody's
OKW.
down.
I'm rooting for you, Jack. Will Russ help or hurt the Clippers next? First things first.
Oh.